I'm Jones. Woo! Woo! MaffmanJones. Give me a blue moon, shaken, not stirred. Are blue moons even shaken? Or stirred? They're just served on draft, or in a bottle. This joke has no meaning. Hello, welcome to MaffmanJones Movie Reviews. I'm your host, John Maffio, and today's featured movie is Spectre, Daniel Craig's latest Bond film, directed by returning director of Skyfall, Sam Mendes. It stars Daniel Craig, Ralph Fiennes.
Hey, that's not how you pronounce his name. It's Ray, I think. Oh, this is awkward.
Léa Seydoux. She's a French girl who was in a bunch of movies that have come out recently, and Dave Bautista, along with Christoph Waltz. The story is about this organization that is led by Christoph Waltz's character, who is trying to take down MI6 and James Bond. Can James Bond stop him? Well, we'll just have to see. I haven't read or watched any reviews for Spectre from fellow friends or anybody for that matter, but I have heard things on the Twitter sphere that Spectre is not as good and it fails in comparison to the latest film that came out 3 years ago, Skyfall. Well, no shit, Sherlocks. Skyfall was a great movie, along with just being a good Bond movie. It was a fantastic film that had a lot of depth and emotional engagement in terms of story. It also had great action, too. Spectre, to not disappoint all of you Bond fans out there, is a classic throwback to previous Bond movies before Daniel Craig's time. Back in the day, Bond wasn't more of a defined character. You didn't really know much about him. He was just a very suave guy who had sex with girls and went around and killed people, and he was really cool. That's really it. And he had some cool villains. We had Casino Royale, which is the origin story. We had that weird movie that nobody really cares about, Quantum of Solace. You have that fantastic pinnacle of the film, Skyfall. So why try to beat Skyfall when you can just have a safe, fun time? Yes, you have the option of trying to escalate even further and be more ambitious and try to basically one-up what you've done before. But in this case, I think they took the right direction in trying to make a fun, simple Bond movie. Let's talk about the actual goods of the movie first. Performances all around are great. Daniel Craig, as cynical as he could be in interviews, playing the Bond character, he does a really great job at it, and now he fits into it like some really fine leather shoes.
John, you mean fine leather shoes? Or in this case, I don't think Bond wears leather shoes, rather shiny shoes. You stupid fuck.
The actor who plays Q has a little bit more to do here in this script, and he gets a little down and dirty with his little gadgets, and he has some funny moments as well. Dave Bautista plays the henchman of Christoph Waltz, and he basically comes in as like the Jaws character, where he comes in and you know when he's in the film, he's there to wreck shit and then leave. But when he is in the movie, he does wreck shit and then he leaves. Everybody else in the movie, when they are on screen, do perform well too, but Christoph Waltz, he's like a one-note guy, in my opinion. He doesn't really have much range outside of what he's done in the past. Yes, he's a really good actor, but he's really good at what he does specifically. The roles he gets, he's really good at. But he's typically the guy who plays the villain, right? And he's the villain in this movie. And if you're a fan of Bond, and you can put two and two together, you're right. You're right about Christoph Waltz. And that's all I'm going to say about him. Also, Spectre visually looks stunning. All the visual effects from the action sequences are incredible. There are quite a few set pieces in this movie. Compared to the last one, which had a few set pieces, this movie just doesn't stop. It's a non-stop thrill ride. And for Daniel Craig's era of Bond movies, that's very refreshing, in my opinion. Yes, the story is pretty cookie cutter. Things aren't explained. Things just start to happen. We go from one place to the next without any real explanation as to how they got there. But at the end of the day, it's a simple movie. It's got a simple premise. It gets a little complicated towards the end, and plot holes ensue, but it is a very fun Bond movie. Now, onto the bad stuff. Monica Bellucci is in this movie, and she's one of the top billed cast members of it. And I'm not going to say what her role is, but you could take her character and her scenes out of the movie, and it would not add or subtract from the film at all. She adds nothing to the movie. She's just there because she's Monica Bellucci and she's incredibly hot. That's it. Also, in relation to Christoph Waltz's character. Not to spoil, but his character and a lot of what happens in the third act relates to and connects to the previous Daniel Craig movies, but you don't really get a proper explanation. As much as I could care less about exposition, there was exposition that could have been utilized in this movie particularly, but you just get a little brush over of a lot of things. Things are a little too black and white and not shades of gray in terms of story with this movie. Also, as much as I love Dave Bautista in this movie, and he's a great presence, as I said before, he's not in the movie enough, and I think they could have integrated him into the story more. The plot is pretty TV-ish. Like very G.I. Joe TV-ish, I'll get you next time gadget type of thing. If you can accept that and roll with it, you will have a great time with this movie. But if you don't accept that and you want something more from your Bond movie, then you're probably going to walk out of this film feeling disappointed. But in my opinion, Spectre was a great time with the movies. I actually really enjoyed this. It's not a great film per se, but it's just a lot of fun. The simple, cheesy, formulaic route is an anomaly for Daniel Craig Bond movies, and I think that's great. I'm going to give this movie a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's a darn good Applebee's meal. If you enjoy Bond movies, go see this. Just keep your expectations in check. You're not getting Skyfall Part 2. Well, you're getting Skyfall Part 2, but in terms of like depth and emotion, you're not going to get that. Now I want to know from you good people, what you think of James Bond's Spectre? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Also check out my Facebook and Twitter in the info box. I'm John Maffio, aka MaffmanJones, and I'll see you guys next time.